Okay, now you're ready for level 5. Before I continue, you've heard the term the dark night of the soul. That's level 4, where they try to break you so you will turn back to level 3, 2, and 1. They want to keep you in survival. The construct does not want a people aware of themselves, for they are much harder to control. They want a broken individual screaming, "Sir, yes, sir!" And then when they commit crime and are held accountable, they want to say, "Well, I was only doing my job, sir." No. Level 5 is witness consciousness. Now that we are aware and we've passed the dark night of the soul, we have broken our ego and gotten back up from the ashes, probably like a phoenix, just reshaped a new ego, because we don't know any better. We forget. But let us continue. In witness consciousness, not only are you aware of your thoughts, but you are aware of the default mode network. How the thoughts can seem to be much like an AI program, constantly on in the background. And if you do not take it off autopilot, the subconscious and unconscious mind want to be in control of the consciousness, want to react to its experience, misidentify familiarity or traumas of the past. But in level 5 witness consciousness, now we've come to a place where we realize we have a choice to shut the mind off and actually take the keyboard, take the wheel of consciousness, and start directly operating the physical vehicle, the mental vehicle, the emotional vehicle. Now you may start to perceive you don't have to feel everything. And I'm not talking about being a cold, heartless person. I'm just saying that you have a choice on what you think, what you feel, and now in witness consciousness, the awareness of such choice. And the point when the choice happens, when instead of reacting, you have an option, another option, to respond to others, to environmental circumstances, thoughts and feelings. You are now much more aware of the fear-based programs. Your scrolling starts to change. You no longer buy into the bait of these emotional reaction arguments. You don't need to be right anymore. You don't need to fix anyone else. You don't need to raise your voice over someone who is committed to not hearing you. You're aware of the fear-based program. You see the news, not really investigating or reporting anything besides what they all seem to be told to say. You see your Google searches, as interesting as they may be, start to appear manipulated, and they change, and information is withheld, and misinformation, propaganda is right on your Google, at the top of the list. And you start to realize, where did this information come from? Who polices the internet? How free is this nation, this world? And you begin to, through witness consciousness, remember this deep trust in the way. Now the construct shall begin to attack Because you are starting to cross the boundary of being completely uncontrollable. And it cannot have this. People whom we idolize in history, like a Jesus or a Buddha or a Martin Luther King, for example. Let's go there, because we at least could see with our own eyes. Martin Luther King proved to the world, regardless of your opinion of his character or the slander, Martin Luther King proved to the world that the power of the people collectively, surely the mathematics alone, the power of the people is greater than any of the people in power, regardless of what they say, regardless of what kind of weapons of death they point in your direction, or what godly constitution they want to hide behind in their hypocrisy. But, as you saw with Mr. Martin Luther King Jr., if you know the tale, he had to be stopped because of what he was going to do next, what he was capable of. Not just the man, but the spirit of the movement. Speaking of which, just the fact that Martin Luther King had to do what he did and had to die because of a bunch of racist Americans, didn't know any better, these good old Christian boys, hypocrites, didn't know that the color of your skin, the melanin content, did not make you lesser than them good old white boy racist folk. Make America great again, isn't it? I think y'all should re-examine who you vote for, or maybe instead of blindly believing the votes are counted correctly, maybe we should demand proof. Level 6. Unity consciousness. The complete dissolution of separation. Now you start to see, quote unquote, God or yourself in the eyes of all beings, and your cat, and your beloved, and your friends, your children. You're starting to realize, even the little bug that you just killed, that was you, omnipresently, from another perspective. You are one with all. All is one. You're starting to remember, to understand that everything is interconnected, that the illusion and delusion of Maya is a betrayal of your own human senses. Quantum physics proves to you, even though you're not yet fully understood. Psychology and the science of the brain and eyes prove to you that what you are seeing in your perspective is not what's actually there. The colors are not those colors. The number 6 on the ground to the person on the other side is a number 9. Where was I? Self is realized as illusion. A deeper sense of all this I am nonsense is starting to be realized as just another egoic identification. The source, I am that I am. You're not, are you, brah? I'm gonna run out of time again. I'm gonna have to do part 3. 1, 2, 3. It was meant to be. There's no more at this point you versus us. They are you. You are starting to realize that the same spark behind your eyes exists in their eyes as well. They become mirrors. Now you are no longer a victim to someone's behavior. You do not see reaction the same way. You're starting to realize that you are them and they are you. And they're showing you the parts of yourself